The alarm screamed through the halls of the Galactic Council building on the planet Nexus Prime. Red lights flashed as urgent messages flooded in from across the galaxy. Admiral Kethver of the Zephyrian Empire stood before the massive holographic display, his 4 eyes gleaming with satisfaction as he watched the numbers grow on the screen. 847 warships, 12 different alien species, all united for one purpose: to destroy humanity before it could become a threat to galactic peace. "The humans have gone too far," Admiral Kethver announced to the assembled council members. His voice carried the authority of someone who had won countless battles across the stars. "They have taken 3 more star systems in the past month. Their expansion must be stopped now before they grow too powerful." The other alien leaders nodded in agreement. The Corellian ambassador, her tentacles writhing with excitement, spoke up. "Our intelligence reports show they only have 23 ships defending their home system. We outnumber them by more than 30 to 1. "Excellent odds," rumbled the Faxian representative, his massive frame shaking the floor as he moved. "My battle cruisers are ready for combat. We will crush these upstart humans like insects." Admiral Kethver smiled, revealing rows of sharp teeth. "The attack begins in 6 hours. All fleet commanders will target the human homeworld first. We will make an example of Earth that the entire galaxy will remember." Meanwhile, in the Sol system, Captain Jake Morrison stood on the bridge of the UES Liberty, humanity's flagship. The stress lines on his face had deepened over the past week as more and more alien ships appeared on the long-range sensors. His crew worked frantically at their stations, trying to coordinate Earth's defenses. "Captain, we're receiving another distress signal from the Mars colony," reported Lieutenant Kelly Park from the communications station. "They're requesting immediate evacuation assistance." Jake rubbed his tired eyes. "Tell them we'll send what we can, but most of our transport ships are already ferrying civilians from the outer planets." He looked at the tactical display showing the positions of humanity's small fleet. 23 ships against an alien armada that seemed to grow larger every hour. "Sir, we're detecting massive energy signatures at the edge of the system," called out Commander Steve Walsh from the sensor station. "It looks like they're forming up for a coordinated attack." Jake nodded grimly. "How many ships are we looking at now?" 847 confirmed contacts, sir. Multiple ship classes from at least 12 different species. They have dreadnoughts, battle cruisers, destroyers, and support vessels. The numbers hit Jake like a physical blow. Even with Earth's most advanced weapons, they stood no chance against such overwhelming force. "Have all civilian evacuation. Ships reached minimum safe distance?" "The last transport cleared the Mars orbit 10 minutes ago, sir. All non-essential personnel have been evacuated from the inner planets." Jake took a deep breath. "Signal all fleet commanders. We make our stand here. If we're going down, we'll take as many of them with us as possible." The bridge fell silent as the crew prepared for what seemed like humanity's final battle. Earth's children scattered across the galaxy would remember this day when 23 human ships faced down an armada bent on their destruction, but then something unexpected happened. "Captain, we're detecting a new contact emerging from Jupiter's shadow," reported Commander Walsh, his voice filled with confusion. It's huge, sir. Bigger than anything in our fleet registry." Jake spun around to look at the main display. A massive shape was slowly moving away from the gas giant, its form unlike anything he had ever seen. The vessel appeared to be constructed from some kind of black material that seemed to absorb light itself. Strange energy patterns danced across its hull, creating an almost hypnotic effect. "What is that thing?" Jake whispered. "Unknown, sir. The computer can't identify the ship class or design. It's not matching any known human vessel in our database." "Size estimate?" "Approximately 3 kilometers in length, sir." "That makes it larger than our biggest dreadnought by a factor of 10. Jake felt his heart racing. "Are we detecting any life signs?" "Yes, sir. The bioscanners are reading human signatures. Approximately 400 crew members aboard. Humans?" Jake couldn't hide his surprise. "Open a communication channel." The main screen flickered to life, showing the bridge of the mysterious vessel. A woman in an unfamiliar uniform appeared on the screen. Her calm demeanor was in stark contrast to the chaos surrounding Earth's defense. "This is Commander Lisa Roberts of the UES Sovereign," she said, her voice steady and professional. "We are responding to the distress signals from the Sol system." "Commander Roberts, this is Captain Jake Morrison of the UES Liberty. I don't have any record of the Sovereign in our fleet database. What is your ship's origin?" "We've been conducting deep space reconnaissance for the past 5 years, Captain, developing new technologies and capabilities that Earth's defense required." Jake looked at his crew, who were staring at the screen in amazement. "Commander, we're facing an alien armada of over 800 ships. I don't know what kind of reconnaissance mission you've been on, but we could use all the help we can get." "We're aware of the situation, Captain Morrison. Our sensors have been tracking the alien fleet since they entered the outer system. Then, we're outnumbered 40-1. I recommend you evacuate the system immediately while you still can." Commander Roberts smiled slightly. "That won't be necessary, Captain. The Sovereign is more than capable of handling this situation." Before Jake could respond, the alien fleet began broadcasting on all frequencies. Admiral Kethver's voice filled the communication channels. "Attention human vessels. This is Admiral Kethver of the Zephyrian Empire, commanding the United Galactic Fleet. You are ordered to surrender immediately. Your species has been deemed a threat to galactic peace and security. Comply now or face complete annihilation." Jake looked at the impossible odds displayed on his tactical screen. The alien fleet had formed a massive battle formation, with their most powerful dreadnoughts positioned at the front. Energy signatures from thousands of weapons were powering up simultaneously. "Admiral Kethver, this is Captain Jake Morrison of the Human Defense Fleet. We will not surrender our homeworld to alien aggression. If you want Earth, you'll have to fight for it." The alien admiral's laughter filled the communication channels. "Your bravery is admirable, but foolish. We have superior numbers, superior technology, and superior firepower. Your pathetic fleet will be destroyed in minutes." Commander Roberts interrupted the transmission. "Admiral Kethver, this is Commander Lisa Roberts of the UES Sovereign. I'm giving you one opportunity to withdraw your forces peacefully. Humanity will not tolerate unprovoked aggression against Earth or her colonies." The alien admiral's image appeared on the screen, his expression showing amusement at the human's audacity. "One ship against my entire fleet? You humans are even more foolish than we anticipated. I will enjoy watching your vessel burn. You have been warned, Admiral. The choice is yours." The communication channel closed, leaving the human fleet in tense silence. Jake stared at the massive black ship on his display, wondering what secrets it held. The alien fleet was moving into attack position, their weapons charging for the final assault. "All ships, prepare for combat," Jake ordered his fleet. "Whatever happens, we fight with honor." The mysterious UES Sovereign remained motionless in space, seemingly calm in the face of the approaching storm. As the alien armada closed in for the kill, the strange humming sound began to emanate from the black vessel, growing stronger with each passing second. The battle for humanity's survival was about to begin. The bridge of the UES Sovereign felt different from any human ship Captain Jake Morrison had ever seen. Through the communication link, he could see strange panels and displays that seemed to glow with their own inner light. The crew members moved with practiced precision, their uniforms bearing insignia he didn't recognize. Commander Lisa Roberts stood at the center of it all, her hands clasped behind her back as she studied the tactical display. The alien fleet was spreading across thousands of kilometers of space, their formation designed to overwhelm any defending force through sheer numbers and firepower. "Commander Roberts," Jake called through the communication channel, "I need to know what we're dealing with here. What kind of ship is the Sovereign?" Lisa turned toward the screen, her expression serious but calm. "Captain Morrison, the Sovereign represents 5 years of human innovation and development. We've been working on technologies that go far beyond what Earth's current fleet possesses." "What kind of technologies?" The kind that will ensure humanity's survival, Captain. Before Jake could ask more questions, another voice joined the conversation. Captain Alex Turner appeared on a secondary screen, his weathered face showing the confidence of someone who had seen many battles. Captain Morrison, this is Alex Turner, commanding officer of the Sovereign. I understand your concerns about our capabilities, but I assure you that we're more than prepared to handle this situation. Jake looked at the massive alien formation on his tactical display. Captain Turner, with all due respect, there are 847 enemy ships out there. Even if your ship has advanced weapons, the numbers are still against us. Numbers don't always determine the outcome of a battle, Captain. Sometimes superior technology and tactics can overcome overwhelming odds. Admiral Kethver's voice suddenly filled all communication channels again. Human vessels, this is your final warning. Surrender now or face complete destruction. My fleet has enough firepower to turn your homeworld into molten rock. Captain Turner activated the general broadcast system. Admiral Kethver, this is Captain Alex Turner of the HFY Sovereign. I'm offering you one last chance to withdraw your forces peacefully. Your fleet is not welcome in the Sol system. The alien admiral's image appeared on screens throughout both human fleets. His four eyes gleamed with amusement as he looked at the lone human vessel that dared to challenge his massive armada. Captain Turner, your arrogance is remarkable. One ship against my entire fleet? You must be either very brave or very foolish. I believe you are simply foolish. I'm neither brave nor foolish, Admiral. I'm simply confident in my ship's capabilities. Confident? Admiral Kethver laughed, a sound that sent chills through the listening crews. Your confidence will be your downfall. My fleet contains the most advanced warships from 12 different species. We have plasma cannons that can melt through any known armor, particle beam weapons that can split atoms, and quantum torpedoes that can tear holes in space itself. Captain Turner remained unmoved. Impressive weapons, Admiral. But weapons are only as effective as the minds that wield them. You dare mock me? The alien admiral's voice rose with anger. I have conquered star systems across the galaxy. I have destroyed entire civilizations that dared to oppose the Galactic Council. Your pathetic species will join the list of extinct races that thought they could stand against superior force. Superior force? Captain Turner's voice carried a hint of amusement. Admiral, you're about to learn that superiority isn't measured by numbers alone. The communication channel filled with the voices of other alien commanders as they joined the conversation. The Corellian ambassador spoke first, her tentacles writhing with excitement. Human Captain, our bioweapons can dissolve your ships. Hull in seconds. Your crew will die screaming as their bodies are consumed by our living acids. The Thaxian representative's massive frame shook with laughter. My battle cruisers carry enough explosive power to shatter entire moons. Your ship will be nothing but atoms scattered across space. Captain Turner listened to each threat with patience. Before responding, Gentlemen, ladies, I appreciate your confidence in your weapons and tactics. However, I think you're underestimating what humanity has achieved during our time in deep space. What could you possibly have achieved? Admiral Kethver demanded. Your species has barely begun to explore the galaxy. You know nothing of the technologies we've developed over thousands of years. That's where you're wrong, Admiral. Humanity has a unique gift for learning and adapting. We've studied the wreckage of alien ships, analyzed captured technologies, and developed our own innovations based on what we've learned. Jake Morrison watched the exchange with growing fascination. Captain Turner spoke with the confidence of someone who held all the cards in a high-stakes game. The alien commanders seemed to be getting more agitated with each passing moment. Enough talk, Admiral Kethver declared. Prepare to witness the destruction of your species. All ships charge weapons and prepare for coordinated attack. The tactical displays on both human ships lit up with energy signatures as hundreds of alien vessels began powering their weapon systems. Plasma cannons glowed with deadly light, particle beam arrays hummed with building energy, and quantum torpedo tubes loaded their most destructive warheads. Captain Turner, Jake called urgently, they're charging weapons. Whatever plan you have, now would be a good time to implement it. Patience, Captain Morrison. Let them make the first move. The alien fleet was now spread across an area of space, larger than Earth's orbit around the Sun. Their formation was designed to create overlapping fields of fire that would make escape impossible. Every weapon system was powered up and ready to unleash destruction. All ships report ready for combat, came the report from Admiral Kethver's tactical officer. Excellent. Target the large black ship first. I want to see how confident Captain Turner remains when his vessel is reduced to scrap metal. The Sovereign remained motionless in space, seemingly vulnerable and alone against the massive alien armada. Its black hull absorbed the light from distant stars, making it appear like a hole in space itself. Captain Turner, Commander Roberts called from her station. All enemy ships are locked onto our position. They're preparing to fire. Acknowledged, Commander. Chief Engineer Santos, what's the status of our primary systems? A woman's voice responded from the engineering section. All systems are operating at optimal efficiency, Captain. The exotic matter reactor is stable, and the dimensional conduits are ready for full power transfer. Jake Morrison felt a chill. Run down his spine? Exotic matter reactor? Dimensional conduits? What kind of technology had the Sovereign's crew developed during their 5 years in deep space? Captain Turner, may I ask what an exotic matter reactor is? All in good time. Captain Morrison. Right now, we need to focus on the immediate threat. Admiral Kethver's voice filled the communication channels one final time. Human vessels, you have had your chance to surrender. Now you will face the consequences of your defiance. All ships, fire at will. The space around the Sol system erupted. In brilliant light as 847 alien warships opened fire simultaneously. Thousands of energy beams, plasma bolts, and quantum torpedoes streaked through space toward the lone human vessel. The Sovereign sat calmly in the center of the approaching storm, its mysterious black hull beginning to emit a strange humming, sound that seemed to resonate through space itself. Captain Turner's voice remained steady as he gave his final orders. All hands prepare for combat. Show these aliens what humanity has learned during our time among the stars. The first wave of alien weapons was seconds away from impact. The battle for humanity's survival was about to begin in earnest. The first wave of alien weapons hit the Sovereign with the force of a dying star. Thousands of energy beams, plasma bolts, and quantum torpedoes converged on the mysterious human vessel from every direction. The space around the ship erupted in brilliant explosions that lit up the entire solar system. Captain Jake Morrison watched from the bridge of the UES Liberty as the massive fireball engulfed the Sovereign. The energy release was so intense that his ship's sensors were temporarily blinded by the light. When the displays cleared, he expected to see nothing but scattered debris where the black ship had been. Instead, the Sovereign sat exactly where it had been before the attack. Its black hull gleamed like polished obsidian, completely undamaged by the devastating assault. Around the ship, a shimmering energy field rippled like water, fading slowly as it absorbed the last traces of the alien weapons. "That's impossible," whispered Commander Steve Walsh from the sensor station. "No ship can survive that kind of firepower." Admiral Kethver's voice crackled over the communication channels, filled with disbelief. "What kind of shields are they using?" "Our weapons should have vaporized that ship." "All ships, concentrate fire on the human vessel," ordered the Carillion ambassador. "Use maximum power settings. Nothing can withstand the combined might of our entire fleet." The alien armada fired again, this time with every weapon system pushed to its limits. The energy output was enough to destroy entire planets, yet the Sovereign remained untouched within its mysterious protective field. "Captain." Alex Turner's voice came through the communication system, calm and steady. "Admiral Kethver, you've had your chance to demonstrate your firepower. Now it's our turn." The black hull of the Sovereign began to change. Lines of blue-white energy appeared along its surface, forming intricate patterns that seemed to pulse with their own heartbeat. The strange humming sound that had been growing stronger now reached a crescendo that could be felt even through the vacuum of space. "Chief Engineer Santos, bring the primary weapons online," Captain Turner ordered. "Aye, Captain." Exotic matter reactor is channeling power through the dimensional conduits. All weapon systems are ready for firing. Jake Morrison watched in fascination as the Sovereign's hull transformed. What had appeared to be solid black metal now revealed itself to be something far more sophisticated. The surface seemed to flow like liquid, rearranging itself into new configurations with each passing second. "Captain Turner, what exactly are we looking at here?" Jake asked over the communication link. "Advanced human engineering, Captain Morrison. We spent 5 years developing technologies that go beyond conventional physics. What you're seeing is the result of that research. The first alien ship to be targeted was a massive Zephyrian dreadnought, one of the most powerful vessels in Admiral Kethver's fleet. The Sovereign's weapon locked onto the enemy ship with perfect precision. Despite the thousands of kilometers separating them, a beam of pure energy erupted from the Sovereign's forward section. It wasn't like any weapon Jake had ever seen before. The beam seemed to bend space itself, creating a tunnel of distorted light that connected the two ships instantaneously. The Zephyrian dreadnought simply ceased to exist. One moment it was there, firing its weapons at the human vessel. The next moment there was nothing but empty space where the mighty warship had been. No explosion, no debris, no trace that it had ever existed. "What happened to it?" Admiral Kethver demanded, his voice filled with panic. "Matter conversion," Captain Turner replied calmly. "We've learned to convert solid matter directly into energy. Very efficient, very clean, very final." The alien fleet erupted in chaos as commanders realized they were facing something beyond their understanding. The Sovereign began to move, accelerating with impossible speed and grace for a ship of its size. It weaved through the alien formation like a dancer, its weapons reaching out to touch enemy vessels with deadly precision. Each ship that the Sovereign targeted shared the same fate as the first dreadnought. They simply vanished, their matter converted to energy in an instant. The human vessel's point defense systems created barriers of pure energy that destroyed incoming missiles and torpedoes before they could get within 1,000 kilometers of the ship. "All ships retreat to minimum safe distance," Admiral Kethver ordered. "We need to analyze their weapon systems and develop countermeasures." But the Sovereign's weapons had a range that seemed to ignore the normal limitations of space combat. As the alien ships tried to pull back, the mysterious human vessel continued to target and destroy them across impossible distances. The weapon's energy beam bent space-time itself, making range and line of sight meaningless. Lieutenant Commander Ryan Brooks monitored the battle from the Sovereign's tactical center. "Captain, enemy fleet is attempting to withdraw. Should we pursue? Maintain current engagement parameters, Commander? Let them see what happens when they threaten Earth." The alien commanders watched in horror as their most powerful warships were eliminated one by one. The Carillion bioships, designed to be living weapons that could adapt to any threat, were destroyed just as easily as the mechanical vessels. The Thaxian battlecruisers, with their legendary armor plating, offered no more protection than paper. "This is impossible," the Thaxian representative gasped. "Our armor can withstand the impact of asteroids. How are they cutting through it like it's not even there?" "They're not cutting through it," realized the Carillion ambassador. "They're making it cease to exist. The matter itself is being destroyed at the atomic level." Admiral Kethver tried to rally his remaining forces. "All ships form defensive formation around the command vessel. Coordinate your fire on the human ship's weapon systems." The Sovereign responded by demonstrating another impossible capability. The ship seemed to split into multiple copies of itself, each one targeting different sections of the alien fleet simultaneously. The confused alien gunners couldn't determine which image was real, firing at ghosts while the actual ship continued its methodical destruction. "Holographic projections," Captain Turner explained to Jake Morrison. "We can create solid light constructs that are indistinguishable from our actual vessel. Very useful for confusing enemy targeting systems. Chief Engineer Maria Santos reported from the engineering section. Captain, we're operating at only 12% of maximum power output. The exotic matter reactor can sustain this level of combat indefinitely. Understood, Chief. Maintain current power levels. We don't want to overwhelm our guests. The battle had been raging for less than 2 minutes, but already half of the alien fleet had been destroyed. The remaining ships were scattered across the solar system, their formations broken and their morale shattered. Many crews were abandoning their posts, launching escape pods in desperate attempts to survive. Admiral Kethver, Captain Turner called over the communication system, I'm giving you one final opportunity to withdraw. Order your remaining ships to leave the Sol system immediately. Never, the alien admiral replied, though his voice shook. With fear, the Galactic Council will not be defeated by a single human vessel. Then you've chosen your fate, Admiral. The Sovereign's weapons reached out across space, targeting the remaining alien ships with mechanical precision. Each vessel that had participated in the attack on Earth was marked for destruction. The human ship's targeting system seemed to know exactly where each enemy vessel was located, even those trying to hide behind planets or asteroids, the alien fleet's final desperate attack involved ramming the Sovereign with their largest remaining ships. The massive vessels accelerated to maximum speed. Hoping to overwhelm the human ship through sheer kinetic force, the Sovereign didn't even slow down. The ramming ships struck the energy field surrounding the human vessel and were instantly vaporized. Their matter converted to energy just like the ships destroyed by the beam weapons. Admiral Kethver watched his fleet die around him, his mind struggling to comprehend what he was witnessing. In less than 4 minutes, 847 ships had been reduced to nothing but scattered atoms and emergency escape pods. Impossible, he whispered as his own ship was targeted. This is impossible. The last thing Admiral Kethver saw was a beam of pure energy reaching across space toward his command vessel. Then there was nothing but darkness. The silence that followed the battle was deafening. Where moments before there had been the roar of weapons and the desperate communications of a dying fleet, now there was only the quiet hum of the Sovereign's engines and the distant sound of rescue beacons from scattered escape pods. Captain Jake Morrison sat in his command chair aboard the UES Liberty, staring at the tactical display in disbelief. The screen showed empty space where 847 alien warships had been just 4 minutes ago. Only floating debris and small life pods remained as evidence of the massive fleet that had threatened to destroy Earth. Captain Morrison, came Captain Turner's voice over the communication system. Please coordinate with your fleet to begin rescue operations. We have approximately 3,000 survivors scattered across the system. Jake shook his head slowly. Captain Turner, I've been in space combat for 15 years, and I've never seen anything like what just happened. How did you develop this technology? 5 years of intensive research, Captain. When Earth began expanding into new star systems, we knew it was only a matter of time before we encountered hostile alien forces. We prepared for this day. Commander Steve Walsh looked up from his sensor station. Captain, we're detecting life signs from the escape pods. Most of them appear to be requesting rescue rather than continuing the fight. Understood. Signal all ships to begin recovery operations. Make sure our medical teams are standing by. The UES Sovereign moved through the debris field with graceful efficiency, its hull reconfiguring itself to deploy rescue shuttles and medical pods. The same technology that had been used to destroy the alien fleet was now being used to save the lives of the survivors. Lieutenant Commander Ryan Brooks stood in the Sovereign's shuttle bay, watching as the first group of alien survivors was brought aboard. The creatures that had been so confident in their superiority just minutes ago were now huddled together in shock and fear. Commander Brooks, called one of the medical technicians, the Zephyrian officers are requesting to speak with whoever is in charge. Send them to Interrogation Room 1. I'll be right there. The 3 surviving Zephyrian commanders sat across from Ryan in the sterile white room. Their 4 eyes darted nervously as they took in the advanced technology surrounding them. The Walls themselves seemed to pulse with energy, and the air hummed with power that made their skin tingle. "I am Sub-Admiral Vexstar," said the highest-ranking survivor, his voice barely above a whisper. "I commanded the second battle group. I'm Lieutenant Commander Ryan Brooks. I need to ask you some questions about your attack on Earth." The alien officer's shoulders slumped. "There is no point in resistance. Your technology is clearly superior to ours. We surrender completely. We're not interested in conquest, Sub-Admiral. We just want to understand why you attacked us." The Galactic Council ordered the attack. They said humanity was expanding too quickly, taking star systems that belonged to other species. They said you were a threat that needed to be eliminated. Before you became too powerful, Ryan leaned forward. "How long has the Council been planning this attack?" 3 months, admitted another Zephyrian officer. "The Council has been gathering ships from across the galaxy. They said it would be a simple matter to destroy your primitive fleet and occupy Earth." "Primitive?" Ryan couldn't help but smile. "What do you think now?" "I think we have made a terrible mistake," Sub-Admiral Vexstar replied. "Your ship alone destroyed our entire fleet in 4 minutes. How many more ships like the Sovereign do?" "You have? That's classified information." The alien officer nodded slowly. "Of course, may I ask what will happen to us now?" "You'll be treated according to the standard rules of war. Medical care, food and shelter until we can arrange for your return to your homeworlds. You're not going to execute us?" Ryan looked surprised. "Why would we do that?" "You're prisoners of war, not criminals. But we came here to destroy your entire species. We would have killed every human on Earth if we had been able to." "That doesn't change how we treat prisoners. Humanity believes in showing mercy to defeated enemies." Sub-Admiral Vexstar stared at the human officer with something approaching wonder. "The Council was wrong about your species. They said you were savage barbarians who would destroy everything in your path. But you have shown us mercy when you could have let us die in space." Meanwhile, in the communication center of the Sovereign, Captain Turner was broadcasting a message that would reach every inhabited world in the galaxy. The quantum communication arrays sent his words across impossible distances, arriving at their destinations faster than light itself. "To the leaders of the Galactic Council and all member species, this is Captain Alex Turner of the United Earthship Sovereign. An armed fleet of 847 vessels has attacked the Sol system without provocation. This fleet has been destroyed in self-defense." The message continued as Captain Turner's image appeared on screens across the galaxy. "Humanity has no desire for conquest or domination. We seek peaceful coexistence with all intelligent species. However, we will not hesitate to defend ourselves and our allies against unprovoked aggression. The Sol system is under the protection of the Earth Defense Force. Any future attacks against human colonies or vessels will be met with swift and decisive action. We invite all peaceful species to establish diplomatic relations with Earth through proper channels." The message ended with a display of the Sovereign's capabilities, showing edited footage of the battle that had just concluded. The images of the mysterious human warship destroying entire squadrons of alien ships sent shockwaves through the galactic community on the planet Nexus Prime. The surviving members of the Galactic Council watched the human broadcast in stunned silence. The Carillion ambassador, who had escaped the battle in a diplomatic shuttle, trembled as she addressed the assembly. "The human ship was unlike anything we have ever encountered. Our most powerful weapons had no effect on it. Their technology appears to be centuries ahead of our own." "How is this possible?" demanded the Thaxian representative. "Our intelligence reports indicated that humanity was a primitive species with limited technological capabilities." "Our intelligence was wrong," admitted the Carillion ambassador. "Catastrophically wrong. The humans have been developing advanced technologies in secret while we assumed they were helpless. What do we do now?" asked the delegate from the Arctarian Federation. "If they have more ships like the Sovereign, they could destroy our entire civilization." "We negotiate," came a voice from the back of the chamber. All eyes turned to see the elderly wisdom keeper of the Centauri Alliance stepping forward. We have made a grave error in judgment. The humans have shown that they possess superior technology, but they have also shown mercy to their defeated enemies. Perhaps we can learn from them. Negotiate with primitives? The Thaxian representative's voice was filled with indignation. They are no longer primitives, the Wisdom Keeper replied calmly. They are clearly the most advanced species in the galaxy. We must adapt to this new reality or face extinction. Back in the Sol system, the rescue operations were nearly complete. The Sovereign had recovered over 2,000 survivors from the destroyed fleet, providing them with medical care and comfortable quarters. The human crew treated their former enemies with a level of respect and kindness that amazed the alien prisoners. Captain Turner stood on the bridge of his ship, watching. As the last of the escape pods was brought aboard, Commander Lisa Roberts approached him with a status report. Captain, all survivors have been recovered. Medical teams report that most injuries are minor. The alien crews are responding well to treatment. Good. What's the status of our primary systems? All systems are operating at peak efficiency. We used less than 15% of our total power capacity during the engagement. Captain Turner nodded. Signal the Liberty. We need to coordinate with Captain Morrison about the next phase of our mission. Yes, sir. Should I prepare the ship for departure? Not yet, Commander. We need to make sure our message has been received by the right people. The galaxy is about to change, and we need to be ready for whatever comes next. As the Sovereign prepared for its next mission, the survivors of the alien fleet began to realize that their defeat might actually be the beginning of something better. Humanity had shown them that superior technology could be combined with wisdom and mercy, creating a new model for galactic civilization. 3 weeks after the battle, the UES Sovereign arrived at Nexus Prime, the capital world of the Galactic Council. The massive black ship emerged from hyperspace with a small escort of human vessels, their sleek designs a stark contrast to the bulky alien ships in orbit around the planet. Captain Alex Turner stood on the bridge, watching as the alien defense fleet moved nervously aside to clear a path for the human ships. The same species that had attacked Earth with such confidence now scrambled to avoid any action that might be seen as threatening. Captain, we're receiving multiple communication requests from the planetary government, reported Commander Lisa Roberts from the communication station. They're requesting permission to send diplomatic shuttles to meet with us. Grant permission for one shuttle only. Have them dock with Bay 7. Ambassador Nicole Davis checked her diplomatic papers one final time as the human delegation prepared to meet with the Galactic Council. She had been Earth's top negotiator for over a decade, but nothing in her experience had prepared her for this moment. Ambassador, are you ready? Captain Turner asked as they walked toward the docking bay. As ready as anyone can be for rewriting galactic history, Nicole replied with a slight smile. What are our primary objectives? Simple. Recognition of humanity's right to exist and expand freely. An end to any plans for future aggression against Earth or her colonies. And establishment of peaceful diplomatic relations with any species that wants them. The Galactic Council chamber was a massive circular room with seating for representatives from over 50 different species. As the human delegation entered, the conversation stopped and all eyes turned toward them. The same aliens who had dismissed humanity as primitive savages now watched the humans with a mixture of fear and curiosity. The Wisdom Keeper of the Centauri Alliance rose from his seat to address the assembly. His ancient voice carried across the chamber as he spoke. We gather today to address the new reality that faces our galaxy. The human species has demonstrated capabilities that far exceed our previous understanding. It is time for us to acknowledge our mistakes and seek a path forward. Captain Turner stepped forward to address the council. Honored representatives, I am Captain Alex Turner of the United Earthship Sovereign. I come here not as a conqueror but as a representative of humanity, seeking peaceful coexistence. Captain Turner, interrupted the Thaxian representative, his massive frame shaking with barely controlled anger. Your ship destroyed 847 vessels of our combined fleet. How can you speak of peace after such destruction? Representative: Gorth, your fleet attacked Earth without provocation. We defended ourselves using the minimum force necessary to protect our homeworld. If we had wanted to cause maximum destruction, none of your crews would have survived. The chamber erupted in whispered conversations as the aliens considered the implications of Captain Turner's words. They remembered the rescue operations, the medical care provided to survivors, and the respectful treatment of prisoners. Ambassador Nicole Davis rose to present humanity's terms. The Earth government is prepared to establish formal diplomatic relations with any species that recognizes our sovereignty. We offer trade agreements, technological exchange programs, and mutual defense pacts to all peaceful nations. Technological exchange? The Carillion ambassador's tentacles writhed with interest. What technologies would you be willing to share? Medical advances, agricultural improvements, communication systems, and clean energy solutions. Technologies that improve life for all sentient beings. And your weapons technology? Asked the Arctarian delegate. Weapons technology will only be shared with proven allies under specific defense agreements. Humanity has learned that advanced weapons in the wrong hands can lead to unnecessary conflict. The Zephyrian representative, one of the few surviving members of his species' leadership, stood slowly. Captain Turner, may I ask about the extent of your fleet? How many ships like the Sovereign does Earth possess? Captain Turner paused before answering. The Sovereign is the first of its class, but it is not unique. Earth's shipyards have been busy during our 5 years of deep space exploration. How many ships? The Zephyrian pressed. Enough to defend our interests and protect our allies. The exact number is classified, but I can assure you that any future aggression against humanity or our friends will meet with swift response. The Wisdom Keeper called for order as discussions became more heated. Captain Turner, what assurances? Can you give us that humanity will not use its superior technology to conquer other species? Our actions speak for themselves, Wisdom Keeper. We could have destroyed every ship in your orbital defense fleet when we arrived. Instead, we came here with a diplomatic escort and a message of peace. Humanity has no interest in ruling over other species. Then what do you want from us? Asked the Centauri delegate. Recognition of our right to exist and expand. An end to any plans for aggression against Earth or her colonies. And the opportunity to build peaceful relationships with species that share our values. Ambassador Davis stepped forward with a prepared document. We have drafted a treaty that outlines our proposals for galactic peace and cooperation. The terms are generous and designed to benefit all signatories. The treaty was distributed throughout the chamber, translated instantly into dozens of alien languages. As the representatives read through the terms, many looked surprised at the fairness of humanity's demands. These terms are quite reasonable, admitted the Carillion ambassador. Much more generous than we would have offered if our positions were reversed. We're not interested in revenge or domination, Captain Turner explained. We want to be part of a galactic community based on mutual respect and peaceful cooperation. The Thaxian representative stood again, his voice less hostile than before. Captain Turner, if we sign this treaty, what guarantees do we have that you won't simply attack us later when it's convenient? The same guarantee you have from any other species in this chamber, our word and our actions. Judge us by what we do, not by what you fear we might do. Over the next several hours, the Council debated the terms of the treaty. Some species were eager to establish friendly relations with the powerful humans. Others remained suspicious and worried about humanity's true intentions. Finally, the Wisdom Keeper called for a formal vote. All those in favor of accepting the human treaty and establishing peaceful relations with Earth. One by one, the representatives stood to cast their votes. The final tally was overwhelming. 43 species voted in favor of the treaty, with only 5 abstentions and 2 votes against. The motion passes, announced the Wisdom Keeper. The Galactic Council formally recognizes humanity as a sovereign interstellar power and agrees to the terms of peaceful coexistence outlined in the treaty. Captain Turner stepped forward to sign the historic document, followed by Ambassador Davis and the representatives of the various alien species. As the last signature was added, the chamber erupted in applause. "This marks the beginning of a new era for our galaxy," the Wisdom Keeper declared. "May it be an era of peace, cooperation, and mutual prosperity." As the human delegation prepared to return to their ship, several alien representatives approached them privately. The Carillion ambassador was the first to speak. "Ambassador Davis, my people would be honored to establish a formal embassy on Earth. We have much to learn from humanity." "The Earth government would welcome Carillion diplomats," Nicole replied warmly. "We believe cultural exchange benefits everyone involved." Similar conversations took place throughout the chamber as species after species expressed interest in closer ties with humanity. The same aliens who had tried to destroy Earth were now eager to become partners and allies. Captain Turner stood in the Sovereign's observation deck, watching as Nexus Prime fell away behind them. The mission had been a complete success, but he knew it was only the beginning. "Captain," Commander Roberts joined him at the viewing port, "we're receiving reports that several human exploration ships have made contact with alien species in distant sectors. All contacts have been peaceful so far." "Good. It seems our message is spreading throughout the galaxy." "What's our next mission, sir?" Captain Turner smiled as he watched the stars ahead. "We continue our original mission, Commander. Deep space exploration and first contact operations. The galaxy is a big place and humanity has a lot of exploring to do. And if we encounter more hostile species, then we'll handle them the same way we handled Admiral Kethvar's fleet. Humanity has shown that we can defend ourselves when necessary, but we prefer to make friends rather than enemies." As the Sovereign disappeared into hyperspace, new human ships began appearing in star systems across the galaxy. Earth's age of expansion had truly begun, and the galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had proven that superior technology combined with wisdom and restraint could reshape the balance of power among the stars.